Okay.
Good morning. My name is John Parker. I'm Secretary of the Neigbourhood. I'd like to thank, I'd like to say to the council that we've taken into consideration some of the faults that we've complained about. And why, on a night time, the 9 to 6 parking and seating car park would be added for the evening goers. We still have a problem with the afternoon goers. One of the things that was brought up at the consultation meeting was if we could get so many parking tickets or discs in a different colour, just maybe 12, that could be left in the Seaton bowling club to be handed out, just for bowlers only, and then handed back into the club, so that the next team that play on an afternoon could be handed out to them.
Well, can I say from a personal point of view, I think it's a reasonable suggestion that you're making. Whether it's workable or not, I'm not sure.
Yeah. But
we will consider that.
That was one suggestion
Okay.
that was brought up. But we've done it Thursday, Friday, which is a Veterans League, and veterans are 60 onwards,
Okay.
and also Saturday afternoon.
So I said it can be considered.
They're the things that you could be considered.
Okay.
Thank you very
No,
much.
thank you. Paul?
The first thing I'd say, Councillor James, is on behalf of the people who attended the consultation, thank you for attending yourself. I think you made it really useful to listen to first-hand experiences of people, and I know certainly having you in attendance that day was appreciated by people who attended, particularly the local ward council, so thank you for that. Secondly, the proposals which you've acted upon that evening, I think it was, or the very next morning, and the suggestions that you put forward do go a long way to appeasing a lot of the people in Seaton, and again, that is much appreciated. One of the things, though, that still concerns me is the impact that it's already had on Seaton. I think Councillor Spring has just referred to some of the loss of business and how you can quantify that. I know there is people in the room that are active on social media, and I've seen on Sunday the provider of Gladys Tea Room sending photos out about how busy or not so busy their tea room was on Sunday. If anybody's ever dined in there, you will know that any day of the week it's busy in there, it's difficult to get a table, yet it would appear on Sunday that it wasn't. Ever since the charges being discussed and the confusion that arose early on, it is visible that it's had an impact on Seaton. You drive past Neigbourhood Bridge car park, which was always very, very busy car park, people parking on the grass and beyond. That's not happening. Most Sundays now, in the last 3 Sundays, there has been at most 6 to 8 cars in there. Now, that is the impact of car parking charges. You know, as I said earlier on, Seaton only needs the slightest bit of sun. In fact, as long as it's not raining, Seaton's busy. And that's something that hasn't been happening for the last couple of weekends. There's a lot of frustration in Seaton around that, and I think Councillor Hunter may want to speak first hand about some of the frustration, because I know he's had it in the neck off a couple of businesses as well, and that frustration is going to continue until the final outcome of this and the longevity of this is agreed. But I think what we've got so far, Councillor James, is some movement, and certainly the residents who have had the difficulties around the permit zones, the bowlers in the green, and the small businesses which were adjacent to the green, including the doctors, will benefit from the change of arrangements to the car park, to the station lane car park. But I think we've still got a long way to go.
Anyone else? Dave? Like that on that then.
Yeah, as Paul said, I a lot of approaches from people, and I do live in Seaton. I found the post on Sunday that Paul referred to be of some concern, because at 12 o'clock lunchtime I was actually in Seaton with my partner, and we come from the Dome side, and we had to drive as far along as the Norton Hotel before we could actually park up. And I was on the front, I saw the queue outside the Almighty Court and some of the English shops, and I looked in Gladys, and she was quite busy, not full, but quite busy, it was just midday. Anyway, we left Seaton, and I saw that post appear later in the day. So at 3:30, I went back along Seaton front, I checked the overflow car park, and we estimated at about 60% full. Main car park was chocker, and the same situation with the freeways all the way along the front, you just couldn't get parked. So I'm kind of in a bit of a crossroads with it, because I can see it's busy, but I do have a lot of sympathy with the businesses. And this was never put in to be perceived as a punishment for business. I think the moves that Councillor James has done as chair and the work of the officers with consultation shows that we are listening, shows there will be flexibility, and long may that flexibility continue. And certainly for my own part, I've already mentioned to a few of the businesses that I intend to meet them separately. And I've invited yourself and Councillor Black for that as well. Thank you.
Jeff, can I ask a question?
Oh, sorry.
Just one
Let's
very
come
quick.
back.
Do you mind if I don't? I can't pictures. Can I just ask in terms of the timescales then? Because obviously we shared the letter that you asked us to share. And there was some misunderstanding that some of the businesses had thought that was with immediate effect. And
No,
in
quite clearly said recommendations.
that they inadvertently told people that it was immediate effect, and there was some confusion around it. What is the timescales for this? Is there a legal process that needs to go through, or is it a case of just changing stickers on posts and informing staff? Sorry, the window.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. There's a legal process we need to go through, and then we need to get the signs to replace the signs. So we hope that we'll have it all complete within 2 to 3 weeks max, subject to obviously how quickly we can get the signs. But then there is a legal process as well that will be alongside that.
And I assume the press release will go out to that effect as well.
Yeah, Steve is here from our press team, so yeah, we'll get something like that.
Mr. Gooderham?
Good morning. Couple of things. First of all, I want to echo Paul and other people's comments about thanking the committee for listening to the residents and making the changes. I would like to raise the point Councillor James raised. First of all, Councillor James, if I'd seen you in the seat yesterday, I would have bought you an ice cream, which I don't think down there. But I actually went and talked to the owner of Gladys, Young's, the Almighty Cod, and Gelato, amongst others. And they all, without exception, without any discussion between them, reported that their take was put down between 25 and 30% since the parking charge was introduced. One of the shopkeepers told me that he's actually had to reduce staff hours because of the loss of business that they've had. So I'd just like that placed on record. I'm hoping that we'll be getting some interviews with them up on YouTube over the next 48 hours where you can actually see and listen to what they have to say about that. Secondly, if, as we expect, that this change in the hours will help the businesses and increase or bring their business back to something like an acceptable level, would it be reasonable to ask the committee to apologise to the businesses for introducing a plan that really wasn't consulted and that has led to such a significant loss of revenue? I'm not looking for an answer, I'm just throwing it out there, because I think it will be a gesture that will help heal some of the risks that currently exist between the business owners and this committee. And finally, I would like to ask the committee to consider, in their changing of the conditions, making Sunday free parking. Sunday's a major day for the venues, and I think again it would be a generous offer from the committee, and much appreciated by the business owners, if the committee was prepared to make Sunday free parking. I think we've got it elsewhere. I don't think it would be a bad idea to do it. So that's it. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Okay. Right, so, Brenda?
Something a little bit different. It came to my attention last night that there's not many disabled spaces. Is that right? I haven't had time because it was late last night when I got in, and early this morning out. So how many car spaces for disabled are there on
Well,
the
we covered that back possibly. But
and it seems as though they're like the farthest
Yeah.
away. That's what I've been told.
If you have a disabled badge, you can park in a normal bay. So there's a number of designated disabled bays which you park in with the badge,
Yeah.
and that's free all day. If you wish to park in one of, if there are no disabled bays left, you can park in the normal bay for up to 3 hours free with your badge.
Okay.
So it offsets that. Appreciate it's not all day, but it does obviously give that flexibility. I think it links into the other things Marjorie mentioned earlier, where we are looking to change the car park itself, potentially what we'd like to do, and that's what the income will obviously support as part of the regeneration proposals that we're looking at.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right, so unless there are any further comments, can we move to the recommendations which you've heard and to ask the committee if they endorse